career and legacy of former Vice President Dick Cheney.
Cheney passed away Monday night of complications from pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease, according to his family. He was 84. NBC's Andrea Mitchell has this look back.
To the end, he stood up for his principles, going against his own party to take on Donald Trump, just as he had after serving 3 American presidents in war, peace, and on 9/11. He defended his own controversial decisions to go to war with Iraq.
Thank you all very much. Knock it off. A welcome like that's almost enough to want to make me run for office again.
Dick Cheney always spoke his mind, justifying interrogation practices later judged to be torture.
They were legal, essential, justified, successful, and the right thing to do.
It was a turn of events no one would have predicted when Richard Bruce Cheney became the 46th Vice President of the United States.
So help me God.
He had already served as the youngest White House Chief of Staff under Gerald Ford, a powerful congressman from Wyoming, and Secretary of Defense under the first President Bush. Born in Nebraska, Cheney's family moved to Casper, Wyoming when he was a boy. He won a scholarship to Yale, but quit, finally graduating from the University of Wyoming and marrying his high school sweetheart, Lynn, a leading conservative author and commentator.
The man I married has a very interesting mind. Problems get redefined, and you find yourself thinking about things in new ways.
The Cheneys had 2 daughters, Mary, mother of 2, whose same-sex marriage was strongly supported by her parents well before the Supreme Court weighed in, and Liz, mother of 5 and her father's political heir, elected to Congress from Wyoming just like he was. In 1989, as the first President Bush's Secretary of Defense, Dick Cheney became known as the cool-handed leader of the first Gulf War against Saddam Hussein.
3 o'clock Thursday morning in the Gulf, the armed forces of the United States began an operation at the direction of the president.
During the Clinton years, Cheney made millions as CEO of Halliburton, the Dallas-based oil equipment company, until George W. Bush asked him to lead the search for a running mate in 2000, and Cheney ended up taking the job himself. He quickly became the most visible take-charge vice president in memory, briefing the press, briefing Congress, briefing the president.
The main reason I'm there is to serve him. He needs people around him who care only about his success, who are prepared to give him honest advice and never sugarcoat it.
He helped shape a cabinet some said looked more like Cheney's than Bush's, in a White House that for a while appeared to be a co-presidency.
And Andy says a second plane is hit the World Trade Center.
On 9/11, President Bush was in Florida and Vice President Cheney was in the White House, rushed to the underground bunker, making critical decisions, including whether to authorize shooting down a civilian airliner if another plane had threatened a terror attack. It is an experience that shaped his later conclusion, linking Saddam Hussein to the attack and to weapons of mass destruction.
We know he's been absolutely devoted to trying to acquire nuclear weapons, and we believe he has, in fact, reconstituted nuclear weapons.
Contrary to CIA reports, Cheney also linked Saddam to al-Qaeda and 9/11 and predicted Iraq would fall quickly.
Things have gotten so bad inside Iraq from the standpoint of the Iraqi people. My belief is we will, in fact, be greeted as liberators.
Throughout his public life, Cheney also battled heart disease, suffering his first heart attack in 1978 during his first run for Congress. Just days after being elected vice president, he underwent a procedure to open a clogged artery, and soon after, a pacemaker. Once out of office, Cheney underwent a successful heart transplant. In the last few years, standing with his daughter, then Congresswoman Liz Cheney, in challenging Donald Trump for the January 6th attack on the Capitol. The former vice president endorsed Kamala Harris for president in 2024 against Trump, saying, quote, he can never be trusted with power again. With his death, former President Bush issued a statement saying, Dick was a calm and steady presence in the White House amid great national challenges. I counted on him for his honest, forthright counsel, and he never failed to give his best. Andrea Mitchell, NBC News, Washington.
Andrea, thank you. Time now.